Hi, this is Keo from lifewithkeo.com, and today I wanted to show you how I created my new granddaughter's birth announcement to be hung up. This was blown up from the internet, so it's a little bit fuzzy, but it turned out really beautiful. And I blocked out a couple of things, her last name, where she was born, and the date she was born. All right, for your list of supplies, you will need a canvas. This canvas is 12 by 12, and I got these on sale at Michael's. I think it was a 2-pack for like $5.99, really inexpensive. Some markers. These are pigment markers. You can also get paint markers. I got these at Michael, and I think regularly they're $7.99 a piece. In any colors that you want. I got rose and cool gray. Pair of scissors, some tape, and I used this tap light and it worked really well. A piece of glass or a piece of plastic or a piece of plexiglass, and I'll show you what I used that for in a minute. And then you'll need a printer and a bunch of fonts. I downloaded some free fonts and just kept playing around till I got what I wanted. I really liked this font. I can't even tell you what the name of it is, but I didn't like the numbers that it had, so I used a different font for the numbers. What I did, again, is just play around, and I decided the name would be almost half, and then the pounds and the inches and the time would be almost half. And then right here was the date that she was born, and right here was the last name. And we have a very short last name, so that fit perfectly in there. If you have a longer last name, you may want to stretch this out, make this a little bit smaller. But once you have it all printed out and everything fits on here, what you're going to do is turn this over and fit this into the frame. And this is going to go underneath the wood piece just a little bit. And then I take some tape and just tape this down. And you can do each piece separately. I wanted to make sure that it was all going to fit correctly in here, so I put everything in and then taped it all down. And then what you're going to do is make sure that everything is lined up, and you do this by using your light. And if I lay this down, I'm going to be able to see it better. Also, if I shut the overhead light off and just have this light shine, everything will show up quite a bit better. Once I get everything lined up, if I need to move anything, I'll untape it and reposition it. Then what I do is what I did was take a piece of glass and put it under there. And what that does is it really pushes on that paper underneath, and then when you shine the light through, it really shows up a lot better. And you could tape this glass down also. This piece of glass, I believe, is a 5 by 7. You could get an 8 by 10. Oh, actually, I think this is 8 by 10. Anyway. And you could tape that down while you're writing the letters. But I turn the overhead light off and then take the markers. And these markers have a fine point and a chunky point. And I used both depending on, I think for the numbers, I used the chunky point and then the fine point to outline it. And here's the fine point. And then all I did was, again, turn the light off and just start tracing my letters. And you want to let this dry a little bit before you, like if I did her first name Logan, I would let that dry for a little bit before I went on to her middle name, just so that things don't smear. And again, you can use any colors you want. You can use 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, whatever you want. And once it's all traced out, you can take the paper off and the glass out, and it is finished. And it turns out so nice, and it's so inexpensive. These markers, again, were $7.99 on sale. I think it was buy one, get one 50% off. And again, the canvases, I think, were $5.99 for a 2-pack. So I still have another canvas. I can do this for somebody else. And I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and share it with your friends. Again, Keo from lifewithkeo.com.